You've put your blood, sweat, and tears into creating a storefront that lights you up, serves your clients well, and contributes significantly to the community you love. You are my hero, and I affectionately call you a rebel woman. Hey there, my name is Melissa Rose, a brick and mortar business owner with a handful of kiddos and a few passion projects that I head up like this one. I'm also your visibility coach and consultant for a service-based business like yours. I'm passionate about helping small business owners thrive in their community and become the only option in town for their industry. In this podcast, we're going to share the nitty-gritty of running a successful brick and mortar business by sharing stories, talking strategies, and learning practical tips to run a kick-ass business. Ready to be inspired, empowered, and equipped to create the small business of your dreams? Let's get real.
Hey there, Rebel Women. Welcome back to another episode of Brick and Mortar Visibility for my local brick and mortar business owners who want to be the only option in town in your industry. How are you? Happy Wednesday. Coming in live from the beautiful Van Mobile. I just dropped my kiddos off at summer school and I'm about to hop into my brick and mortar business and start my day, and wanted just to take a few minutes to talk about how long is this going to take. That is one of the questions I get from clients, like when can we see results? When can we expect results? So before I dive in, for those of you that are new, hello, welcome. We talk all about SEO, visibility strategies, and being the only option in town. My name is Melissa Rose. I have a brick and mortar dance studio as well as an online dance studio where we teach students of all ages the art of dance. And I've been in business for 15 years and I have excellent SEO. We are the top rated dance studio in the Twin Cities area, and we get people coming in our doors because they found us on Google and word of mouth. The top two places people find you and you want them to find you are Google and word of mouth. So how did I do that? I share this with you in all the episodes about SEO. It was something that I dove into without even realizing I was diving into it. I was just listening to podcasts. How many years ago now? So 2016, life happened for me. I got divorced, and that's when I just dove into my business. And one of the things I really worked on was online marketing and getting my business to be the only option in town. And I share that with you here. So if you are new or haven't grabbed my Google workshop, please grab it. It's completely free and it walks you through everything you need to do to optimize and make sure that you are coming up first on Google. And it's through your Google business profile. A lot of businesses claim it and not many people do much more after that. All right. So I shouldn't even say a lot. I think it's less than half of the businesses claim it, and then even less than half of that actually do anything with it. So you need to really make sure that that is the easiest way to make sure that you're found. And then I talk deeper on other ways to make sure Google is working for you. And Google is where it's at, people. People are looking for you. They want help. They want help buying or selling their home. They want to know the best restaurants to eat. They want to know where to send their kids to school or how to fill up their summer with activities. And you want to be found. So we talk all about that here. So grab that Google workshop, completely free. And it's a great place to start. So after you grab that Google workshop, the question you're going to ask is, how long is this going to take? Because we live in this Insta world where everything is right now. I was just talking to my kids on the way to school today. We're jamming out in the car. And actually, we weren't even jamming out in the car yet. My son was singing Bruno Mars. And let me just say, he's got rhythm, okay? He's my baby, number 5. He's hysterical. He's been around dance forever and ever, amen. And he's just rocking, and he's got a good voice, and he's got it, and he's singing it. And I was like, well, let's put it on. So he just grabs my phone and, pops it up in Spotify. It's on the Bluetooth. Boom, here we are singing the song within like 30 seconds or less, right? And then after we drop off baby number 5, I got to drop off baby number 4 to another school. And then he's says, call, blah, blah, blah. And sure enough, he's on the phone with his friend in 2 seconds. And I just said, gosh, it's so interesting how you guys are so demanding with your phones. And he goes, well, Mom, you make your phone text. And I go, you're right, I do. I voice memo all the time. And I don't, as I preach to my clients, when you have a software, make sure you dive in and use all of it, right? Same thing with my phone. I'm not using my phone to the capacity that it can. There's just so many things that are available to us via our phone. And it's just interesting. I was listening to Dave Ramsey, and he goes, Gen Z, like they had phones in their cribs, and this is a gift to us people who weren't, who learned digitals and digital marketing, and not digital marketing, but had phones later in life. Like I didn't get a phone until after college. Okay. So my learning curve, even now picking up things, I have to take some time, where I say kiddos, 20 somethings, it's just so easy. So now with my babies, like just pulling things up so quickly, it's just interesting, right? So back to Google, how long is this going to take? It's going to take some time. It's not going to be instant, okay? So that's where I'm going with this. Sorry, I took the scenic route. So we need to be a little bit patient. However, here are some factors. What do you do? Okay, as I mentioned, I'm a dance studio, okay? There's 4 dance studios in my community. I'm not competing with 50. All right, I'm competing with 4 in my immediate community. In the St. Croix Valley, there might be 15, maybe. Okay, so I totally have a head up versus a realtor there's probably hundreds in the St. Croix Valley, right? So what do you do? Okay, so that's an example, okay, industry. But then within your industry, we can narrow it down more, okay? So back to that realtor, maybe you're a realtor, but you really specialize in commercial versus residential. Okay, well now that sets you apart, okay? And now maybe your commercial is for, you really want to specialize in an area, okay? And that sets you apart some more. And that's why niching is it's important. Okay, it's important to say because it helps set you apart and it makes marketing yourself so much easier. Okay, are you a restaurant? Yes, but are you a restaurant that's only open in the evening and weekends? That's going to limit who you attract. Maybe I'm working with a restaurant right now, an Italian restaurant. Okay, that's going to set you apart from, the to-goes or the fast food or whatever, So niching yourself down and calling it out within your marketing, AKA your keywords when people are looking for restaurants in the Twin Cities. You know what? Sit down restaurants, great service restaurants. Okay, then we can go into the genre, Italian or Mexican or whatever, and then location. So we really need to, use all of that stuff within our keywords so that it's popping up for us, okay? So that makes a difference in how fast this is going to work for you, okay? So who you are, what you do, and who you serve, okay? Then, how long have you been doing it? All right. If you are starting up your business, if you're less than 5 years, you have to work a little harder. Okay. You have to work harder and you are learning. You're learning who your people are. Okay. Even that first 1 to 3 years, you're really learning. Yeah. Back to the realtor example. I really like working with first-time home buyers. Okay. So there you go. Or I really like working in this area. I don't want to be listing houses over in this area. I really want to work in this area. I love this area. I live in this area. I love this community. Okay, so that needs to be replicated in your SEO. All right? When I say SEO, it's the keywords. It's the words that you are putting in the copy in your website, on your website. Okay? So when you have been doing that for a long time, like me, I've been doing it for 15 years, it works for me. Like I don't have to do that much. I just have to be consistent in what I'm putting out there. Okay. Now, if I am rolling out a new program, let's say I'm going to incorporate a new acro program into my studio. I have no copy, no pictures, no anything talking about acro. So I'm not going to be showing up. All right. There's an acro studio 25 minutes from me. Great work, refer a lot of people to her because I don't have that. But if I start an acro program, I'm going to be competing against her because she's doing it, but now she's been in business doing it longer than I have. So then, even though my business is 15 years old and hers is younger, I am starting a new aspect or spoke to my business. So I'm going to have to work harder at getting those keywords out there. All right. So when I say how long have you been in business, you may have been in business 20 years, but now you really want to focus on this niche or this clientele. It's like starting over, but not really starting over with experience. Okay. So I hope you gather that. Like, you got to really be intentional about it. And that comes back to our blog, in our updates on our Google business page, and as well as our social media, because it's all pulling information. Okay. But the main place is our website and our Google business profile. Okay. So even though you have this history of being in business, let's say, but you're adding a new aspect or client or product to your website, then you need to really look, how often are you willing to talk about it? That's what it really comes down to. How often are you willing to talk about it consistently? You cannot just throw up one blog post. You cannot just throw out one social media post. You can't just mention it once. Just like with my Google workshop here, I have been failing to mention it in every episode because I'm like, it's in the show notes. But then I'm like, Melissa, how often do you listen to podcasts and never look at the show notes? And these are my favorite people that I listen to. So I know you're busy. So grab the workshop in the show notes. But link is in the show notes. But same with you. We need to be consistently talking about it, especially if it's a newer product or service, or if you're a newer business. But even me, as a 15-year-old business, I am still consistently updating my website with a blog talking about things that we have been doing over and over. But that is the beauty, you all. When you have been in business for a while and you know your niche, you know what your services and products are, and they really haven't changed, you can simply duplicate that and just update it with pictures. And when I say duplicate, I'm talking about the blog. Duplicate it with maybe another testimony or another picture or whatever. And the same thing with your social. Like, there are some things that you are going to consistently put out. Okay. For example, in our studio, we consistently put out client reviews. Does it matter how old those reviews are? Hell no. No, because less than 6% of your people see your social media. Okay, people? So you can put out client reviews that are 10, 15 years old because you're just regurgitating them over the years. Like, we have hundreds and hundreds of reviews. We just consistently put them out every week. A client review. Eventually we're going to run out, or not run out. We're going to start the cycle all over. Okay. It doesn't matter. It's just constantly being in front of people. All right. And your people seeing it don't know that review is 6, 7, 8 years old. Doesn't matter. It's still a review. It's still pertinent to you. As long as it replicates or represents who you are, that review, it can be 10 years old. It doesn't matter. It still talks quality work that you do. Okay. So how long will this take for Google to rank you higher? Based on all those things, who you are, what you do, who you serve, how long have you been in business, and how often are you willing to post or share on your blog and your website and your social? How often and consistently are you willing to do that? Those are all the 3 factors, okay? You usually can see results within 3 months. I hate to say the word guarantee, but if you are tracking, and that's important, you guys, you have to look at your numbers, okay? It does no good to do all this work if you don't know where you're starting from, okay? And a simple way to do that is just go in your dashboard of your Google business profile and look at your performance, okay? Same thing on your social. You go into Meta and you can see your insights. Just take the numbers from where you're going to say, I'm going to start paying attention to what I'm doing, and look at those numbers. Look at how many followers or page likes or whatever, your engagement and your reach. Those 3 numbers, pay attention to it. In fact, if you want to grab my tracking sheet that I use for myself and for clients, if you want a blank copy so that you can start doing this in your business, DM me, the Ms. Melissa Rose on Instagram. Grab it and just say tracking sheet, and I will send it to you. You just got to know, okay? So that way, after month 3 of being consistent in your blog writing, in your social, in your updates on Google Business Profile, you will see results. You will. I would be shocked if nothing changed. Okay? So 3 months, 6 months max. Okay? You need to see results by then. Okay? And you will. And you may not see results as far as people walking in the door in 3 months. However, you will see results with, okay, people are finding you using these keywords, or you're getting more traffic to your website, or you're seeing more growth in your social, okay? And that all flows together and works together for your SEO, okay? So tracking is a big part of this. And if you're just throwing stuff out there and not paying attention, you can just get really frustrated really quickly, because a lot of business, you guys, is in the monotony, in the boring, in the every day. Here we go. I'm a ballerina. I grew up taking dance. So every ballet class, we start with those pliés, right? And you're just going, oh my gosh, pliés again, especially in high school and college, when it's like 8 a.m. ballet class. For those of you that did that, like, oh my gosh. Or those of you that are like big gym rats, you go to the gym every day, no matter what, or, have your routine. It's in the monotony, consistency, boring stuff that we make our life, right? Every day I get up and walk at 6 a.m. Okay, I happen to have a good physical body that's working for me, but I take care of it, and I'm super consistent about my morning routine, making sure that I take care of myself physically and mentally so I can take care of those around me. Okay, the same thing with your business. You're going to have to do this consistent work all the time. Now, if this is to a point where you're like, okay, Melissa, I get it, I get consistency, I get that I need to update this, but you want help. I take consulting clients, helping them be the only option in town in their business. So if you go to MsMelissaRose.com and click the Work With Me tab, I do have a consulting package that starts where you need it. Maybe it's just with social media that you want to start. Maybe you're like, Melissa, no, I just want you to update my Google business profile, get that optimized, and then we'll go further. You can customize it, or you can grab one of my packages. If you're not sure, let's set up a 20-minute call and we can chat, and I can take a look at where you're at and really guide you on next steps where it makes sense based on your budget, okay? So that is where I'm going to leave you today. How long does this take? As long as you want it, right? You've heard that. You give it a year, it'll take a year. You give it 3 months, it'll take 3 months. It's a matter of your intention and you wanting results, and you got this. I believe in you. I love my brick and mortar business owners. You are the backbone of our community and of our country as we come into Independence Day. I get emotional about Independence Day because I love being a business owner. So I want you as a business owner who's been so freaking brave and opening your doors and providing your clients and your community with an amazing service and product. I want you to be the only option in town, and I want you to be thriving so our communities can thrive. All right. Have a great day. We'll see you here same time, same place next week. Peace. Bye-bye.
Oh my goodness, you are still here. You are so awesome. So here's what you're going to do. Number one, you're going to click that follow button so that you can get the latest episode of Brick and Mortar Visibility every week. Second, leave an honest rating on Apple iTunes. This is how more people can know about brick and mortar visibility. And number three, come on over to Facebook into the Rebel Women Tribe. The link is in the bio. This is where I hang out and share with you every week the nitty-gritty of running a studio business. I share with you the tips, tools, and strategies that are working right now in my business to help you in yours. It's real, it's raw, it's unfiltered, and it's fun. So come on over. I'd love to meet you.